Hey, Red Man is in the building. This is the podcast, so I guess I can't use no music. So, hey, Red Man is in the building, and I got a PSA, a fucking announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not checked out the podcast called Kryptonians Who Laugh, you're an asshole. Facts. You're an asshole. You got to. You want some funny shit? All right? You want some interesting subjects? Then you need to check out Kryptonians Who Laugh. The name of the channel itself is called The Fortress of Awesometude. I repeat, the name of the channel is called The Fortress of Awesometude. How fucking fabulous is that? Give me a fucking break. I know these motherfuckers talk about weed on there. They got to be talking about smoking weed on that show with a fucking name like that. The name of the host is called Kalel Creed. Kalel, what's good? And the co-host name is Zombie K. Coolest fucking names on the planet. I bet you they a fucking asshole too. That's right. So don't take my fucking word for it. Don't take Red Man word for it, nigga. Go check out Kryptonians Who Laugh. The name of the channel is called The Fortress of Awesometude. The host is Kalel Creed, co-host Zombie K, Dion Brinkley, what the fuck is up? And yes, smoke a lot of fucking bud, you fucking piece of shit. This is Red Man and I approve this message.
Oh boy. What's up, everybody? It's episode 10. We're in double digits now.
Yeah. Already there.
Yep.
Before you know it, it'll be triple digits.
I know. Triple digits. Yeah. And you'll be here with us.
Yeah.
But
hopefully tripled in size.
3 times as big.
Boom.
That's right. Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 10 of Kryptonians Who Laugh. As always, I am Kalel Creed.
Yep.
This is
Zombie K.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So what's been going on, man?
Nothing much besides the fact that your boy's about to be a supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
Excited for it.
Congrats.
Thank you. Other than that, nothing. I just finished summer classes, so that's nice. Now
What'd you get?
done. I got like a, I think last time I checked, it was like a 78 in English.
Jeez, in English? Okay.
I'm history, okay? I like history and I like science.
English is my jam.
I hate English, dude. English sucks. When she was like, I want you to write a paper about this speech and use 3 forms of rhetorical analysis to do it. Like, shut up. Like, stop. But anyway, yeah, I mean, the teacher was nice. She was a sweetheart. But I just hate English. But yeah, I got a C, and hey, C's to get degrees. So
C's get degrees.
I'm happy with it. Science, I got like a 90 something. So
okay.
That was biology. Learned about the human anatomy.
I hated my biology class.
I
hated my biology teacher.
Yeah.
I think her name Hogan. I think that's what her name was.
I don't think that's the same one that I got.
It was female.
Mine was a female too. She was older.
What was her name?
Don't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, I did pretty good. Nowhere near done. Got a long road ahead.
But you gotta chop it down somehow, like a little bit at a time. Just keep chopping at that tree. Yeah. What else have you been up to? That's it?
Honestly? Yeah, basically I've just been working my ass off, doing schoolwork. I've been playing, I'm getting into a new game, Sea of Thieves. Basically I'm a pirate, so that's fun. I'm the captain. It's great.
Look at me.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't consider myself the captain. I have a pet.
That's bullshit.
I have a pet monkey, and his name is Pablo, and he has a hat, and he's the captain.
Do you get to name him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I named him Pablo, and then I have a new monkey that's Pablo 2.0.
That's his name, Pablo 2.0.
Yes. And he has a hat, and he's the captain. And so whenever I'm hanging out with Aunt Jen or Wheezy, and we're like, sailing around, And then I'll have Pablo, and he'll be sitting right in front of the steering wheel. I'm like, all right, where to next, Pablo? And I'm like, it's Captain Pablo and his crew of miscreants. So it's a good time. And why did I choose Pablo? I don't know. I was in one of those periods when I'm like 95% asleep.
Okay.
And I had gotten a monkey, and Wheezy was like, "What do you want to name the monkey?" And then I was like, Pablo. I don't know why I thought Pablo. I just did.
Why not Pablo though?
That's fair.
Yeah.
But Pablo, I think, is a strong name. It strikes fear into his enemies, and whenever they see,
I'm scared when you're talking about it.
yeah, whenever the enemies see us coming over the horizon, and they can see Pablo, scratching his ass, they know it's about to go down. They're terrified.
So you don't want to see Pablo coming at you?
No.
Okay.
He'll throw shit at you. It's horrible, dude.
That's fair.
But I love me some Pablo. He's a great monkey. Love him. I feel like Captain Barbosa almost, honestly. Got a little monkey on my arm when I'm walking around. It's dope. I love it.
There are two types of people in the world: people who have met a monkey and those who haven't met a monkey. And I've actually met a monkey.
Monkeys are dope.
CVCC had like a live farm thing where you could pet the animals, and they had a monkey you could take a picture with.
That's dope.
I have a picture with a monkey.
Monkeys are dope.
Yeah,
Underrated.
Yep,
and
underrated.
they make great naval companions. If you're on the seas, guaranteed your monkey's going to have a great time. Invest in a monkey.
So if you are a pirate right now and you work, on the 7 seas, and you don't have a monkey,
You're doing it wrong.
yeah, get a monkey.
You gotta get a monkey.
Yeah.
Because you can get the monkey, not in the game, but in real life, you can teach a monkey how to shoot a gun. And then you have like a monkey on your shoulder with the Glock. You're sitting there with your Glocks, and you got twice the firepower.
And you can put outfits on them.
Yeah, you can do that in the game.
Can you?
Yeah, they have like little monkey outfits. My monkey, he has a peg leg.
You took his leg?
I didn't do it on purpose. I don't know Pablo's background, dude. I don't know his story, what he's been through. All I know is Pablo found me at a tavern, and he offered me a gig. He's like, I can't pull the steering wheel, I'm too small.
Okay.
I'll be the brains, you be the bronze, and we'll sail the sea. And I'm like,
So y'all haven't talked about what's happened in his life yet?
I thought it was disrespectful.
Okay, that's fair. That's
You
fair.
don't
gotta have
ask,
boundaries.
Yeah, you don't like, if somebody's in a wheelchair, you're gonna say, how'd you get there? You don't.
Yeah.
You gotta be nice. He has a peg leg. There's no discrimination in the pirates. We're as free as the sea. So take what you can, give nothing back.
That's funny. Well,
what have you been up to?
recording a lot of stuff. My daughters just recorded their first official YouTube video.
Oh.
So they're pretty excited about that. It's one of those slime videos where they play with slime that the kids love. That I don't get, but
yeah,
it's their shtick. So they recorded their first video last night. They did really good. I had to direct them a little bit, but they focused and got it done.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been gaming a lot, and with your new schedule change, it hasn't been as much with you, but I've been playing a new game also. Fall Guys, and it's beautiful chaos. That's what I call it.
Okay.
It's like the game Wipeout that used to come on TV, except you're like a 2-foot tall minion, and you pretty much go through obstacle courses, and it's 60 people in all, and there can only be one winner at the end. It's like 5 stages. At the 5th stage, there can only be one king. You get a crown at the end if you win.
Do you keep that crown for the next game?
No, but you know you're the king.
Okay.
I was inches away from getting one. I dove at it, but somebody dove before me and they touched it before I did, so they got it. Super pissed. But I did record that, so that should be out soon with my gameplay. If it's not out already, I don't know. I think it was in the video that dropped today. Yeah, okay. Either way. But I've also still been playing DBD.
The Levels in the Dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I introduced him to the game and kicked him out the nest, and then he said "fuck you" as he was falling, and now he's doing his own thing. Yeah. It's very sad.
I kicked him down. And then he's reaching for me. He's like, and I'm just like, Yeah. So.
All right.
That's what I've been doing.
Very good.
But I've been having fun though, like with the editing and the I've been streaming on Twitch a whole lot more now, and
Are you gonna be streaming tonight?
waiting on you to stream with our
Oh my god.
channel for this place, but over on my Kalel channel I've been streaming a lot. But
Yeah, we need to figure out. I don't even know how to do that, dude. Because I don't know if my internet can even handle it. But on top of that, like, what do I do with it? Like, I stream it, and what? Are you on your end recording it?
yeah, it just records from my PlayStation, and you just enable your voice, and it just.
Oh,
your voice
so you're asking when they go backwards? When they go crossplay on DVD? That's
No,
what
not
it's
even with Xbox. I can do it on Xbox. I can just.
But then how would me streaming?
You wouldn't be streaming. I would be streaming.
So you're telling me that I shouldn't be streaming?
You don't have.
I'm going to stream.
No, what I'm saying is you don't have to stream. All you have to do is be in my party.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, are we doing that tonight?
That's fine. I don't care.
You say that, but then watch. You're gonna get home and you're gonna be like, "Sorry guys, I said 10-ish."
Untrue. But yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay.
It's super easy. It's easier than I was making it out to be.
Convenience.
Yeah, it's easier than I was making it out to be.
That's good.
But I don't put my face on it. It's just my voice. So just our voices while we're playing. So it's fairly simple.
Which I prefer. I'm ugly.
But you're here.
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering why you don't just add a sensor bar.
Yeah,
like,
we're only like pixelated.
Yeah.
Right?
But,
You only have a face for radio.
Yeah.
Like you're only confined to this box that we're in right here.
Yeah.
This is all you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, and then still been working out and
Games.
games. Yeah.
Trying to play Pyramid Head.
Trying to get losses. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get losses.
Are you aiming for the Pyramid Head body?
I think that's everybody's ultimate goal. Is to have the
I don't know about you, but I want Jane's ass.
the big booty Judy.
Hell yeah, dude. I want like trappers for like arms. You know, just the big arms. Jane's yeeks. Like, I want to come out here, dude. Like, people will be like, I'm scared when he walks towards me, but I like it when he walks away. That's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I've also been noticing people have been playing with Pyramid Head.
I noticed that too. It's because he has such a higher skill cap than other characters, and also because of his nerf. He's not nearly as strong as he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They nerfed him, and all they really did to him was make it to where he can't see where
His
the
cages
disappear.
That's
and
it?
Yeah, and if he goes over to the cage, it despawns or respawns somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah. And because he lost that, and because remember that's what people who play Pyramid Head, that's what they would do.
They would walk over to the cage.
Yeah, and then they would get two people.
Yeah.
And that was one of the biggest problems. Now he can't do that. So now it's like, if you want to play a range killer, just play Deathslinger. What's the point of playing Pyramid Head if you're going to send them into a cage? They'll bumfuck off. You have no idea. Now you don't know where two survivors are. Versus when you put them on a hook, you know where one is. You know where the second one is when they come and get them off. He's not as viable as somebody per se, Deathslinger or Huntress, who also have range attacks and just do it better. In fact, a Huntress with the iridescent hatchets, she can one-hit somebody if she hits them with a hatchet.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like, what's the point?
But you know who I played with for the first time last night? We did a custom game. The Clown.
I've been playing with the Clown too. I like them.
I do too.
Yeah.
I liked them more than I thought I would.
Same. Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm not gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
he's very good for countering people who loop.
yeah.
He's a loop counterer. There's a build on him that's really stupid, and it's his add-on called Redhead's Pinky Finger. And then there's another add-on which makes people, I think it's like hindered, which slows them down. And you want those two add-ons, or the Redhead's Pinky Finger and one that gives you additional bottles. But it doesn't matter which one you choose. But why it's nice is if you hit somebody with a bottle directly, it makes them exposed, so they're one hit. What makes it OP is if you throw the first bottle at them but not trying to hit them, the smoke will slow them down, making the second bottle a guaranteed direct hit because they're so slow. There's no way you're gonna miss. And then they're one hit clap. So it's just a rapid bop bop down, and you end chases so fast. It's ridiculously strong. I ran that on him, and I got the fastest quad of my life. Like besides when I'm playing Freddy.
I hate playing against him, but I really enjoy playing with him.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, that's our DVD portion of the show.
Yeah, sadly it's not as long as it used to be. I miss you day by daylight.
We'll get back on it.
Yeah.
But moving on to continue our crusade, who would you call it? For justice? What would you call it? I don't know.
I just like watching you struggle.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the guy that if I'm in the pool drowning, you're like, well, he's not dead yet. You still got a few more minutes.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder how long he's gonna kick. No. We can. I mean.
See?
No.
See? See? Yeah.
So like that's pretty fucked up, dark humor. But like BLM.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking BLMS, and I was like BMS. So bowel movements. But no, joking aside, we can just call it our.
We don't have to call it anything. I was just saying.
Oh, why'd you ask me for help? And then wow. Wow.
Well, it's basically our social justice part of the show where we shed light on a past victim of police brutality, overuse of force, whatever you want to call it. This week we're doing Philando Castile.
Which is a dope name, by the way.
It is. It was a really dope name. On July 6th, 2016, he was killed by police during a traffic stop. The officer that killed his name was Geronimo Yanez. They were pulled over for a broken tail light. Yanez walked up to the car, asked him for his license and registration. At this point, Castile informed the officer that he had a firearm in the car that he was licensed to carry. Yanez told Castile not to reach for his gun. Castile stated he wasn't reaching for the gun. Yanez told Castile not to pull the gun out. Castile stated he wasn't going to pull the gun out. Yanez again told Castile not to pull the gun out and then shot him 7 times. Close range. They have a video that you can look up on YouTube. It's pretty graphic. Well, not graphic. It's just disturbing, is what I would say. He obviously wasn't posing a threat. He was cooperating. He was doing what the officer asked, and he was still killed. Castile's girlfriend was in the car at the time, along with his girlfriend's 4-year-old daughter. Castile's girlfriend posted a live stream to Facebook immediately after the shooting. You can see Castile's body slumped over and her continuing to comply with the police, and the police officer kind of like escalating, yelling, and said, "I told him not to reach for the gun," and she was like, "He wasn't reaching for the gun. He was giving you his license and registration like you asked." Yanez was charged with 2nd-degree manslaughter and 2 counts of dangerous discharge of a firearm. Ramsey County Attorney John Choi prosecuted Yanez and stated during his press conference, and I'm going to read this word for word so I don't mess it up. Philando Castile was not resisting or fleeing. There was absolutely no criminal intent exhibited by him throughout the encounter. He was respectful and compliant based upon the instructions and orders that he was given. He volunteered in good faith that he had a firearm beyond what the law requires. So he didn't even have to tell him that he had a gun in the car. He empathetically stated he wasn't pulling it out, his movement was restricted by his own seatbelt. He was accompanied in his vehicle by a woman and a young child. Philando Castile did not exhibit any intent, nor did he have any reason to shoot Officer Yanez. In fact, his dying words were in protest that he wasn't reaching for his gun. After 5 days of deliberation, Yanez was acquitted of all charges in a jury trial on June 16, 2017. Yanez was fired by the city of St. Anthony, but that's all that had happened to him. So basically, he got off free for killing a man for no reason. It was basically no reason. The man was complying, he was listening, he was being respectful, and he was still killed. This just goes to show what skin color can instill fear, because it was basically because he was a black man that this officer was nervous or felt threatened, and the end result is this man who worked at a school was killed. That's why this, on top of many other instances, is why they have the campaign for Defund the Police. But I'll let you take over as far as explaining what that is, because I feel that's important for people to know what that exactly means.
Okay. All right. So, defund the police. That is a very scary phrase when you say defund, right? You think of things in the past like defund the Vietnam War, for example. You think of all these other defunding missions, defund Germany after World War I. You know, like basically what people think when they hear defund is get rid of. That's what people think of.
Right.
Because if it has no money, how can it function? And that's not the case with defund the police. You touched on it earlier. I wasn't going to give my opinion. I was going to wait for this part.
Okay.
But basically, you're right. That they need to change their name. It's a name that sparks toxicity or sparks hostility.
Right.
With people who believe in Blue Lives Matter, which also to me doesn't exist. There is no such thing as a blue life. You're choosing to be a cop. No one chooses to be black.
Right.
There's no such thing. Okay. But anyway, so defund the police. What the idea is that the police are relied upon for too many things. For example, for a traffic stop, right? For this case, why is a police officer doing a traffic stop? Why isn't like a DMV worker doing a traffic stop? Why isn't somebody who specializes in that doing traffic stops? Why is somebody who is supposed to deal with, like you would think a police officer with a gun would deal with things like armed robberies, not even domestic assault, but just like, terrorism, like that kind of thing.
Or violent crimes.
Violent crimes. Yes. That kind of thing is when the police officer would get called. But when people hear about defund the police, they think that would remove the police entirely, and that's not the case. Instead, you would just take the police who are overburdened with too many things and stressed out with too many things, and you would divide that work upon different departments that are specialized for that specific type of work. And that's what defund the police is about.
So for example, not to cut you off, say you're responding to a mental health case. You would have a police officer and a social worker riding together, so that maybe and please correct me if I'm wrong, that you're like, oh, well, this is kind of a mental health situation. This is more your expertise. Maybe you should take the lead and you handle this one, as opposed to me going in with a gun and possibly killing a mentally
deranged person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a case where it would happen like that. Yes. Another case would be like if there was a homeless person, like for example, if somebody was asleep on the park bench,
right,
and somebody called the cops because they're like, you're on public property and you're passed out, drunk as fuck. I don't want my 3-year-old daughter to be near you. Instead of calling for the cops to come and kick them off the bench, instead you would call for a social worker. Social worker would come out and offer the man a ride to, whatever homeless department that people can stay at for the night and get their stuff together. That would be an option. I personally, my opinions on defund the police are very back and forth. And the reason why is because it's not organized currently. We don't have any, it doesn't have any leadership in it. And so because of that, anybody who has a voice can say whatever the hell they want.
Right.
Which makes it to where defund the police becomes whatever the person who is telling you what it is.
Right.
And I don't like that.
Right.
Which is why I'm very reluctant to say I approve of any current movement. And that's just because they don't have leadership. If you have, the only thing that makes a movement is if that movement has a clear goal and a clear leader to lead that goal. For example, Martin Luther King had a movement. That's an example. That's just my take on it, though. I'm very back and forth when it comes to defund the police. I am a little biased with it. My dad's a cop. But even then, I do understand that the idea is to shift the stress off the police and onto other departments. I understand that. I still don't know if I support that.
Okay.
I do definitely support that police officers need more training. They only get 2 months of training or something like that.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at.
It's ridiculous. You expect a lawyer to have 4 years of college, but a cop can come out of high school and get trained and work in law enforcement. I don't agree with that. I think that they need more training. They need more extensive mental health in the department. They need to normalize mental health in the department. They need to have maybe monthly biasy checks, because they have tests that people can take to determine any biases that they hold. And then if they have those biases, maybe look into counseling for that, specific officer. There's a lot of things they need to do. And it's not just in the police force, it's in America as a whole. Because America as a whole is fucked up. And you can see that because if America wasn't fucked up, the cops wouldn't be fucked up. It starts from, the ground and works its way up. And when you have a country founded on racism and slavery and hatred, until that racism, slavery, and hatred is addressed, it's going to stay. So,
agreed. Very well put.
Thank you. My beard is itchy. I've been scratching at my beard all day. It's itchy as hell.
It's your wise beard.
Yeah, and my girlfriend hates it. She's like, trim it up. And I'm like, I'm lazy.
We should grow big, long wisdom.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, just so we can be on the show and just
yeah, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of scratching up here, I've been like...
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's time to move on to our favorite part of doing this show.
The DBD segment. We've already done that.
Nope. You're great. We've got to power through this fucking franchise.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street 6. Freddy's dead.
Maybe.
The first note I wrote was my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me.
It was my favorite one. It was. I enjoy humor, and I find it's some genuinely funny parts in here to me. Dickish humor is hilarious to me.
I was really hoping you were just being ironic by calling it your favorite.
We'll see what happens. But let's get into it. And it starts with a kid on a flight. And fun fact, we never learned this kid's name. His name is we don't know his name throughout the whole movie.
Okay.
He falls out of a plane into a house, and we get our first Freddy appearance. Freddy's flying on a broom. And gives us a Wizard of Oz quote. The kid is trying to leave Springfield, but he can't, and he's in a dream state, kinda, sorta.
Okay.
He gets hit by a bus that's driven by Freddy. See how you're laughing? This is good stuff. He's hit by a bus driven by Freddy. Freddy slams on his brakes. The kid goes flying through reality. He goes flying from the dream into reality and makes a cartoon-shaped hole in the dream state that he gets shot into reality.
Okay.
So at this point, it's safe to say that Freddy is a complete Looney Tune character now because he's doing.
We can basically at this point the laws of Freddy's abilities are out the window.
Out the window.
They all know what Freddy can do.
Yep.
Threw it out the window and said, "Let's just have fun with it."
Mm-hmm.
And it's stupid. I miss Nancy. All right, continue.
So
I'm fighting to go on a rant. I'm fighting.
He goes to a psych ward, a hospital. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't know who he is or where he's from, but he knows he doesn't want to fall asleep. Okay, that's what he knows.
Okay.
Maggie, the Nancy of this movie, she's like the social worker, the main lady person.
Final girl.
Yeah, she's the final girl. She falls asleep because, of course, she does. And she dreams about a little girl running around a backyard.
Is it the Jump Street girl?
And you get chased. No. They don't show up. They're not here. They don't show up.
The movie's coming. This is when you get a lot of his backstory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's chased by a man, but you don't see who the man is.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the kid, who we don't know who he is asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's led off by the same little girl that Maggie's dreaming of. I don't know how those two crossed over. And she leads him up some stairs. And in real life, he's walking on air up invisible stairs. Okay.
It's pretty cool, actually.
He goes into a padded room, and he has himself in the padded room yelling at him to free his memories. He wakes up and tells Maggie about it. They go on a road trip to Springwood. There's a fair going on with only adults. Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold are there for whatever reason. They drive off and keep looping the same intersection over and over again. One of the kids opens a map. The map keeps getting bigger. He ends up with a little piece that says, "You're fucked." The girl driving asks him for directions, and he tells her the map says they're fucked. When are we in a dream and when are we in reality? You can't tell in this movie.
It's also pulling back strong suits of past movies. The psych ward, strong suit.
Okay.
What do you mean K?
Okay.
The looping strong suit from when Alice and her boyfriend were like stuck in that repeated loop while the chick was getting like.
Yeah.
It's pulling ideas from past movies that were a hit, shoving them all together, trying to give some backstory that we do not give a shit about, and saying, "Here you go, take our shit pie, have a bite."
It's never addressed. They go in and out of these dream states, reality states, and nobody brings it up. Then they go to a high school where a teacher is teaching, and are they in a dream? I don't know, because it seems like a alternate reality where everybody's crazy. This teacher is teaching a history lesson to nobody and mixing it in with Freddy puns. So, are we in a dream or what?
I think that's the point.
This kid, okay. Then all of a sudden it's nighttime. It just goes from that to nighttime. It's nighttime. They find a house. They stop driving. They find a house. This is another set of kids. It's a set of kids. Then it's Maggie and the unknown kid that we don't know. They work together. They split up, and now the group of kids finds this house, kicks in the door, and walk in. The house then explodes and turns into the Elm Street house. Why was this needed? Because they don't know what the Elm Street house is.
Sure.
So the look of it doesn't matter. It's like, why are you trying to trick somebody who doesn't know they're being tricked?
Yeah. Well, that also, and because the Elm Street house, personally, for me, isn't important.
We don't care about the Elm Street house.
Like, the boiler room is more interesting.
Right, exactly.
The boiler room is cooler because that's where Freddy got. Elm Street was like, Nancy's place. And that's where you can say like, oh, that's where he first got defeated. So that's why he's... I'm like, no, that's not, like... okay. This movie's garbage. Okay? Especially with the fucking stupid dream spirit bullshits. Oh my god.
I will get there, don't worry about it.
Oh my god. Okay, continue.
Okay, so one of the kids falls asleep, and if you're wondering why I'm not saying their name, because they don't matter. Their names don't matter. He runs into Freddy, who sticks a cotton swab in his ear. How does Freddy have power over these kids? They don't know who he is.
He doesn't have role anymore.
That has to be it. He doesn't. They don't know who he is. So it's like, but in I'll wait till we get to Freddy vs. Jason. I won't say anything. But then it gets to my favorite part of the movie. This is my favorite death part. I love this part.
Okay.
With the same kid, it's the funniest death. It's one of the funniest, if not the funniest death in the series. The kid's death. Freddy cuts off his ear and throws him into a wall, and they're in the boiler room now.
Yeah, this kid's deaf, by the way.
Yeah, I just said that. Freddy.
This kid's deaf.
The kid's deaf.
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 They said the kid's death.
No. Not TH, just AF. Like this movie, it's AF. Anyway, the kid can't hear, but you see Freddy behind him, jumping around and making noises and making faces at the kid, but he can't hear him. And Robert Englund is all in on this performance, and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. He's taking his hat off and jumping up and down, and he's being a complete dick, and it's awesome. To a deaf kid. You like it.
I don't.
He even brings the fourth wall and tells us to shh, because we can't give it away.
Because now he's Deadpool.
Yeah, he is. That's fine. Freddy gives him a hearing aid, and why you will put it on, I don't know. But it transforms into this hearing and makes his hearing super levels of loud. So Freddy drops a pin, and you hear the pin falling with the fall like sound, and the kid catches it because everything sounds like the small, like even drops of water sound like huge explosions. It's like super, super loud. So the kid catches the one pin, and Freddy drops a handful of them. And then the kid covers up, and then Freddy gets this chalkboard and he stretches it out, and he rubs his nails on it over and over again, and the kid's head blows up. His name was Carlos, by the way. So, and back in the real world, Carlos's body, because normally something happens to their body back in the real world, his body just disappears. Never mentioned it. They walk in the room and it's gone. It's not there.
That's great.
Nobody mentions it, and we're on to the next kid. This kid's getting high on the couch and looking at a broken TV, but he sees it being on, and then tells him he sees himself in the TV, and his TV self tells him not to fall asleep. Guess what happens?
He falls
He
asleep.
immediately falls asleep. So did this movie just flash from Justice League itself, where the Flash came through and, well, Batman v Superman, and was telling Bruce Wayne not to do something, and I think it's what the movie just did to itself. So, then he falls asleep, but that doesn't matter anymore in this movie because you don't know what's what.
Yeah.
By the way, the movie jumps back and forth between Maggie and the unknown kid and the other groups, and it doesn't explain why not. Why not? Whatever. So, Maggie and the unknown kid go to an orphanage with no kids, and there's another person talking to nobody. And why is this happening? Is this all a dream, or like what are we doing? Like, why is this town of people with no kids in it acting like this and nobody's questioning it? I know they're in Springwood, but I don't know. I feel like this movie's going downhill. They find a picture and it's signed K. Kruger. Now the unknown kid thinks that Freddy's his dad. Maggie says what we're all thinking, that's stupid. Freddy's not his dad. And the little kid believes that Freddy's his dad. Then we go back to the other kids. The kid on the couch is high. He's watching the TV and sees Johnny Depp on TV doing PSA about drugs. Freddy smacks Johnny Depp in the face with the pan. The song starts playing. Everything gets psychedelic. Comes out of the TV. Pulls the guy into the TV. The guy is now in the video game. He's in a video game being controlled by Freddy. Another good part of the movie. And Freddy you see Freddy playing him. Gamer Freddy is awesome. Playing the kid. And in the real world, the kid's bouncing up and down and punching holes in the walls like he's in a video game. He even gets stomped out by Freddy, and you see his stomach go in and out like he's getting stomped out by Freddy. That's hilarious. Complete with cartoon noises, and this is all beautiful nonsense.
Freddy's Bugs Bunny with the go up now.
He's a Looney Tune. He's a full. He does a bunch of. He's Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote.
So dumb.
He does.
I hate it. I'm quiet because I hate it, and all I have is negative things to say about it. And the movie's garbage. It is garbage. Like, y'all remember when Freddy was like creepy, and he was like, his tongue came out of the phone. It was like molesting Nancy's mouth. He was like, "I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy." And it was so unsettling and creepy. And Johnny Depp gets pulled into the bed and is like blood geyser and. Y'all remember that shit? That stuff was good. That was good shit. I miss it.
Two kids go into the dream world because that's just a thing they can do now. And find Freddy playing the Spencer game, and they kick the controller out of his hand. But Freddy has the power glove and continues to play as he locks them out of the world. Spencer, the kid that was high, falls down some stairs, and we have the anus tunnel again.
Oh my god!
We're back to the anus tunnel. He falls down the anus tunnel, and then it farts out his soul. Sure. Okay?
Dude, every time you talk about this movie, I get flashbacks of this movie, and I'm reliving my cringe.
Well, you made me come here, so. The girl then takes Freddy to Dick Kick City. And then Freddy goes to swipe at her, and Maggie wakes the girl up, so he misses. Okay.
It's like switching back and forth between obeying his laws and what he can and can't do, and not obeying his laws and what he can and can't do.
But when Maggie wakes up the girl, how does she know where this group of kids are? Because they split up. They found this house by circumstance, and so. She shouldn't know where they're at, but we're too far gone now.
I think the writers were high. I don't think anybody else was.
Yeah.
Spencer wasn't high as the writers.
The other kid, the kid that we don't know, who doesn't know who he is, falls asleep and is in a burning room. Just all of a sudden, he jumps out the window as you do when you're in a burning room, and he's falling. His shirt turns into a parachute. He looks up, and Freddy's at the top of the parachute, and he comes down, he grabs him, and then he was like, "You think I'm your daddy?" And he starts cutting it, and he was like, wrong. And then, see, you got the giggles. Because that was funny.
No, you're funny. Go ahead.
It was funny, because and so he falls, and then you see Freddy on the ground, like, pushing backwards a big bed of spikes. I guess he's Wile E. Coyote. And then the guy falls onto the spikes, and in the real world, his body's pierced with holes, and then Freddy evaporates his soul.
But I don't understand, why is Freddy acting this way?
Because he's a Looney Tune now.
But I just don't get it. You remember when he literally puppeted a kid with his, fucking circulatory system? Off the side of a building?
I do.
That shit was lit. What is this?
So what happens next is Freddy then teleports into Maggie's head and takes over her body, and then they drive out of Springwood.
As you do. Because we're tired of being there. 6 movies in. Let's get new content.
More nonsense happens. This is why I start powering through, because I'm getting tired now. Maggie falls asleep again and finds out she was the little girl that she had envisioned earlier, and that Freddy is her father.
Trying to do some Saw plot twist bullshit.
Yeah. She was taken from him, and that's why Freddy explains that she was taken from him, so that's why he started taking the children.
That's so stupid.
But she was taken from him because he was killing kids. The logic is a Chinese riddle. Because in his mind, she was taken, so he took their kids. The reason that she was taken is because he was taking kids. Before, it's a
I think the writers are just stupid. That's what I think.
Maybe they didn't watch the previous movies.
They haven't. No, I don't think they knew what they were doing. Genuinely.
More stuff happens.
Okay.
Freddy tries to kill the other girl, and I want this movie to be over, and I wrote this down. I want this movie to be over, but it won't end. They figure out they can pull him into the real world, as you do.
Yeah.
And that's how they can kill him. But they did this 5 movies ago.
Yep, and it didn't work.
They then do 3D stuff. Maggie puts on glasses, they become 3D. Maggie goes to sleep. I don't remember her waking up, but she went back to sleep. They go find Freddy. She goes through Freddy's memories. Remember, she goes through that little gate and through his little stupid Freddy head. And she goes through his life and shows all things that happened to Freddy, him getting burned, him killing her mother, this part's unnecessary. Now, this part didn't need to be in the movie. So many things didn't need to be in the movie. But this really didn't need to be in the movie. Maggie finds Freddy, pulls him into the real world, beats him up more, stabs him with his glove, sticks a pipe bomb of dynamite in his chest and he looks at the camera and says kids, and then he blows up, and the dream demons come out of his stupid head.
Because somehow it works as well.
Yeah. And I wrote this down too. 2¼ pages of notes later, this movie's finally over. On second thought, fuck this movie too. I hate it here.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, this movie garbage. 100% trash. I think, honestly, I said it before earlier, they went back on so many things, but the problem is that they try to add in so many things 6 movies in. They try to do so many new things. We don't need a backstory for Freddy Krueger. We don't need it.
Not at movie 6. Yeah.
We already know what we need to know. He's the bastard son of 1,000 maniacs. We don't even need to know that. Who gives a shit? Honestly.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
All I care about is, like, Freddy Krueger. Who is he? Child murderer. Okay, cool. Start the movie.
Yeah.
All I fucking need to know. I don't care. Like, it's so fucking stupid. And if you're going to give a killer a backstory, give him a backstory that's meaningful. Don't make them bullshit and have it to be like, oh, well, Freddy Krueger had a wife. Okay. He killed her. Oh, all right. I saw that coming. Yeah, Freddy Krueger killed his wife. And then it's like, he also had a dun-dun son. Really? No, it's a daughter. It's like, I don't give a shit.
You fell for it. Son.
Yeah, it's like,
gotcha.
Yeah, it's like, I genuinely, the amount of care I have is so minimal. And people wonder, like, why do I like the new Nightmare of, like, 2010? That version of the Nightmare. Oh, no, straight the reboot. And it's like, this is why I like the reboot. Who is Freddy? He's a despicable piece of shit who kills kids. It's all I care about. It's all I care about. I'm watching a horror video.
Kids.
He molested and killed them.
Okay.
But, like, all I care about, honestly, is I'm coming to see a horror movie. I don't want to root for the killer. You're not supposed... That's why you need a final girl. Like, for instance, with Scream franchise, they did it right. Like, you had the final girl, Sydney. She existed through all the films, and then you had different ghost faces, who donned the mask. And it's like, that's perfect. Like with Nightmare on Elm Street, I want Nancy back, man. I miss Nancy.
She'll be back next week.
Yeah, it's true, but it's not Nancy. but yeah, it's honestly, it's so fucking garbage. And the Dream Demons, they were so dumb, and it just makes it to where, like, if it worked killing him this time, the same way Nancy killed him, Why didn't it work when Nancy killed him, but it worked when this chick killed him? And if you try to make the bullshit up, oh well, this is his daughter, so that's how it worked. That's fucking bullshit. Which also
she's still a person. She didn't have special powers over her.
Exactly. And how old is she?
She's like 30 something. She's like 30.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I was thinking, I was like, if that's his daughter, then well, still, like, why was he getting into her life now when she's like in her 30s? Like but he got fucked with Nancy when she was like 15.
Because of reasons?
But she didn't even know him. She didn't remember him.
Because of reasons. It's okay. It's over. It's okay.
It's not over in my mind. It's a nightmare, man.
Nightmare.
Y'all caught it. He got it.
Try to throw it over my head. No. Got it.
I'm surprised your old man reflexes didn't enter that time.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That movie was trash, and
But we're almost done. We're almost done.
We have one more.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're doing Halloween. Is that what we
No,
doing?
Halloween's in October. We have a schedule.
We're doing random movies after this.
Yeah,
To
up until
keep up, because
October, and then we'll do the Halloween franchise, and Christmas is Krampus.
I love Krampus.
The Krampus.
Krampus was like shit.
But
Shit.
so next week we'll do a New Nightmare, Wes Craven's
Yeah.
New Night, which is a whole different type of Freddy, which should be back on track with what you like.
I liked it up until about the end, because what I really hate when it comes to horror movies, this is a trope that I
Don't
can't
waste
stand.
it.
What?
Save it to next week. Don't say it now.
Okay.
But it's number 10
That was 10.
in the books. Done.
Yeah.
Toast.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for hanging out with us as always.
Mm-hmm.
Please follow the socials.
Yeah. If you're cool. If you're not cool, don't follow us. We don't care about you.
Yeah.
But
if you're not cool, tell somebody cool to do it.
Yeah, because you're not cool.
Yeah, because you're not cool.
We only want cool people.
If you're not watching us, you're an asshole. So you wouldn't hear this part because you're not watching us, but
Because you're an asshole.
Yeah. But you get it. You get
Yeah.
it. But as always, drink Beppis
Drink Beppis.
and no drama llama.
No drama llama.
No drama llama.
Yeah, no drama llama.